What's happening, everybody? We're back to you once again with another video. Today we're going to talk about the Hyfield mentor program. One of the things that we absolutely never had when we first got into this industry is we had, we pretty much didn't have any guidance.
None.
when we came into the industry, and we started at the first carrier that we started at in 2005, 2006, whatever date it was. I can't remember. It was so daggone long ago. But when we started, we did our orientation. Actually, let me back up a little bit. We did get a little bit of tutelage, via Charles, and we could kind of call and and get information or whatever. But we didn't have a asset that was dedicated directly for us to to teach us what to do, what not to do,
right.
And so forth and so on. So when we first started, when we came from out of the Expedite Solutions school and we went straight to Express One, we did our orientation. Once orientation was over, they threw us to the wolves.
Straight to them.
It was kind of all right, going out there and learn as you go. And it took us the better part of maybe a year plus before we knew, okay, we don't want to be here, we don't want to be there, and this is what we should do, this is what we shouldn't do. And it was the same pretty much when we got back out on the road and we went to when we came off the road and we came back out here and got back on the road and we went to PTL. It was kind of the same thing, but we pretty much used our experience that we had for that 8 years we were at Express One, and we applied it at PTL, and we did relatively well. And when we came to Tri-State, it was pretty much the same thing. We had our knowledge of the industry, but we didn't know how to navigate Tri-State. We assumed that various things applied, such as where we needed to be, where we didn't want to be. Like you almost always want to be in Laredo, Detroit, Atlanta, places like that.
Right.
But they still had their specific freight lanes because of the certain customers that they had, and it took us the better part of a year to learn that.
Right. Yeah.
And when we left Tri-State and went into Panther via Hyfield, they gave us mentors. And you remember what your thought process on that was?
I don't.
You should. I'm not going to repeat it, but I remember exactly what you said.
But we don't need no mentors.
You ain't quite say it like that, but.
Well.
But we found out, our first week out there, we were pretty much, we had that mentality that, we don't need mentors. We know what we're doing. We got this thing.
We've been doing it so long at this point, pretty much. We're already 14, 15 years in the game, and we thought that we knew what, pretty much everything about expediting. But then once you get to a company that you've never worked for, it's a whole totally different ball game. And Panther was one. We never worked for Panther, so we thought that it was going to be just like all the others, Tri-State and Express One and PTL.
I forgot about FedEx.
Oh yeah, FedEx. But even still with them, Well, we still didn't have mentors there either.
Yeah.
So that failed like ASAP.
Yeah. we didn't know what was going on at FedEx. It was like we got thrown to the wolves and the sharks and the snakes and everything. And I'm not saying anything bad about FedEx. It was just their system. We didn't understand it, and we were like, no, this is not working.
Right.
And I think that perhaps if we would have had somebody to coach us and steer us through and help us navigate the waters, we may have stayed there, and we may have did what we do whenever we go somewhere. We may have had success, but because we didn't have that, it was absolutely crazy.
It was a straight fail.
But like she was saying, when we got the Panther, and Hyfield gave us our mentors whom we had already known, and that made it a lot easier. But we had this mentality, yeah, we don't need no mentors. We know how to expedite. We know what we're doing. And our first week, our very first week, Vince and Melissa, they dropped so much knowledge on us, so much game on us. And when we were getting our loads, and this is what we would do, this is how we would do it, and so forth and so on. And we had that aha moment wherein I would have never thought to do it that way. I would have never thought to do this.
Right.
And it was an eye-opening experience, and I'm glad it did not take us months to figure it out. It only took us a week to figure out, okay, yeah, we need them. And it was a blessing to us, because we would have spent another year or so learning how to navigate Panther. And with our mentors, it took us what, 2 or 3 months?
2 or 3, yeah, something like that.
And a lot of that had to do with our experience in expediting. But at the end of the day, all of the experience in the world wouldn't have helped us navigate Panther's waters without our mentors. And even if you've been expediting for a while, or you're coming from another owner, or whatever the case may be, the mentor program is an excellent program. Nobody's going to tell you what to do or anything like that. We are simply going to help you guide. We're going to help guide you to success, because we wouldn't tell you to do anything that we wouldn't do ourselves, because we know that everybody come into this industry, they want to make money, and they don't want to come in this industry and just kind of be thrown to the wolves. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. And then next thing you know, well, you know what, this company ain't for me,
right,
or this industry ain't for me, or whatever the case may be. So we are eternally grateful for the Hyfield Mentor Program. And when they asked us to become mentors, we pretty much jumped on it, because at the end of the day, we was kind of mentors already, because we run into teams and they're new, and they don't understand what's going on or where they should be or whatever the case may be. And they may not be with Hyfield, but we do the thing where we hey, any help you need, here's my number, give us a call anytime. And people will wind up calling us, hey, I'm here, I don't know, is this a good place to be, what would you do, and all of that kind of stuff. And we were doing that years before we even came to Hyfield and actually earned the title mentors. So if you're new to the industry, or if you're not new to the industry, don't look down at the mentor program as a thing where somebody's trying to control you or anything like that. Our main goal is to ensure that you see success within this industry, and with Hyfield and with Panther or FedEx or whoever it may be you go within the Hyfield family. So I can't stress enough that without the mentor program, we would not be where we are today. Without the mentor program, we would have not progressed within Panther as fast as we did. And without Vince and Melissa and without Hyfield, we would not be on the path that we are on right this very second. Even though all the years that we were out there driving, we saw the path, but it just kept getting longer and longer and longer and longer. And so far through Hyfield, our path, we can see our finish line. And we owe a lot to the mentor program at Hyfield.
Yes, so when you're new to the Hyfield family, don't look down on the program. Accept it. Let your mentors help you, even though you might feel like you don't need it or you don't want it. Take it, because no matter what, somewhere down the line, you're going to need your mentors. You're going to get somewhere and you might not know what to do next. You call your mentors, lean on your mentors. That's what we're here for. We're here to guide you to a better place. That's what the mentor program is.
Absolutely. So, in saying that, how do you feel about the mentor program?
Oh, I love the mentor program. I don't have a problem with it, and we're available to all new drivers, even if you're a veteran driver. It's 24/7, 365. I mean, even still to this day, us as mentors, we still count on our mentors. I mean, so
I just called Vince the other day.
Right.
You know, a little while ago, and said, Vince, what you think about this?
Right. So we still count on our mentors to this day. I mean, and they answer when we call. It's not a problem. Even if you were in the mentor program and you're not, we're still available to you if you need that assistance.
Yep. So
that's what the program is all about, trying to get you and your team driver to a better place, to a better headspace.
Right. So in a nutshell, when new teams come in, they're playing checkers. We're playing chess.
Right.
And we're trying to teach them how to play chess. And, you know, some people get it, some people don't. And we are super grateful for those that get it. And they go out there and they have very, very good success. And I'm not going to say any names, but one of our teams, they just started last month. Well, not last month. Their first full month, because they listened, because they were coachable and they're teachable, they went out there and their truck revenue was off the chain because they listened. And you know, it's just a gratifying feeling when our teams succeed. It reflects highly on us, and as well as Hyfield within whichever organization they're in, whether it's FedEx or Panther. So my thought process on the Hyfield mentor program, it's a blessing, and we are eternally grateful for Hyfield and their mentor program, because again, we would not be where we are today, and we would not be on the path that we are on today without Hyfield and their mentor program. So in saying that, thank you guys for tuning in. We are Audi 5.
Peace.